G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is Robocop's gun. Yep, that's what it is, a Beretta Auto9. It is basically a modified version of a 9.3R, the replica pistol. Do you remember that one from Battlefield 3? That was like a pocket M16. But anyways, I digress. This is a highly customizable standalone pistol weapon, and it's got heaps of power, which you'll see in just a second. So getting into their attachments, first of all, we've got all of the receivers. They basically have the same sort of things you'd find on the regular vanilla weapons, which is great. So you've got the armor piercing one, the heavy one, and the heavy one with armor piercing, the rapid one, which is nice. But if we want to make this thing do a heap of damage, we can make it fire the 45 ACPs, and we're getting 513 damage out of that, and that's during the night, so that's an extra 5% on top of that, which is neat. And for the grips, we'll go for a military grip. That gives us the look of the M9 pistol a little bit, nice and ergonomic, but I missed the barrels. We'll chuck on a special barrel there that'll give us the best accuracy and range, and actually it'll improve the weight a little bit too. Now it's worth mentioning that the receiver and the barrel here are you need to be level 58 before you unlock these for your gun, so that makes a little bit more sense as enemies get tanky in the late game, so too your weapons need to get a little bit more powerful. So this thing can pretty much last you throughout the entire game, which if you're doing a Robocop build, I guess that's a cool thing. We'll go for a large quick eject mag, no brainer there, don't really need to explain it. Now for the sights, you've got the iron sights and the glowy sights. The iron sights, the front little post there always glows, but if you chuck on the glow sights, those two rear bits just glow, which is kind of cool. And for the reflex sights, you get a ×2, ×3, and ×4, and a recon sight. A reflex sight capable of the recon capabilities, which is kind of good, but they look a little bit cumbersome. We'll go for just the standard glow sights there, that feels nice and good. And for the barrels, we'll go for a suppressor because, oh yeah, almost 650 damage, and we've definitely got the range to back it up this time, so it won't be damaging all over the place. And we can make it chrome to make it more like Robocop's version, which is very nice and chrome and very bright. You can make it the woodpecker color, which gives it red accents and all that, I guess, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, we'll go for the chrome one, definitely. And you can attach a flashlight or a laser pointer on there, and we'll definitely do that. And of course, a legendary effect exists on it if you feel like it, but oh yeah, we're not going to need that. Also, it says staggering for some reason, and that's because this one gives you a chance to shock the enemy, but okay. It's a staggering prefix, but yeah, a chance to shock the enemy due to the laser sight, which is kind of cool, I guess. Maybe it's like an aggressive laser sight or something. Enough of me talking, let's go shoot people. Okay, here we are in Gunners Plus with Robocop's chrome gun, and it looks pretty good in first person. They're just aiming down sights a little bit, and I'm pretty sure they were red glowies before. I guess I'm colorblind or something. And that's what we look like in third person there, with the light and without the light. Without the light, it looks a lot less bright and chrome, but yeah, that's generally what happens in the dark. Things get a little bit less visible. Probably didn't need me saying that to already know that, but there we go. We'll get stuck right in these gunners here. Since this thing shoots at a pretty high fire rate and does an exceedingly powerful 1200 damage against anything you shoot, we're going to pretty much be able to one-shot everything in here, so probably not even worth aiming down sights there. So the animations are pretty slick. They're from the Pistol Animation Pack, which is a really good animation pack if you're wondering. Links will be in the description below for that one, which is great. We'll keep on hip-firing these people, although I have discovered a limitation of this weapon is that the animations weren't really designed for automatic fire. As you can tell, when you fire this weapon, it sort of it goes down there to its sort of default position rather than holding the weapon up in front of you, more like that, which is kind of an interesting little quirk there. But yeah, it goes back to its vanilla auto deliver animations where, you know, the gun is held pretty low down on the screen, which is makes the weapon seem exceedingly tiny, but whatever. We'll press on anyway. We could probably one-shot Captain Bridget at this rate, so if anything's going to be one-shotting Captain Bridget, it's probably going to raise the overpowered flag, but there we go. We're in danger now, so we should not be able to... Yeah, we should not get the sneak attack critical resulting in the one shot, but you know what? We're back into caution now, copping a little bit of blind fire there. We might have just one shot Captain Bridget, I don't know. And I think we can move on. So I probably might tone down this weapon a little bit. I think it's a little bit too overpowered at this point. Maybe this thing is supposed to be like a cheat weapon for the end game where you really don't give a rat's ass about killing all of the enemies in a really quick succession to the point where it's kind of boring now because, yeah, you just go into a tanky whole rampage mode and there's nothing you can do. Also, I should mention that this is actually part of the Beretta ARX 160 mod, so yeah, this is like a whole pack of weapons there, and I'm not really caring about the people shooting at me now because, yeah, they're doing next to no damage there. What have you got, by the way? You've got an M9. That is also part of this weapon mod. So, yeah, there's actually quite a bit going on here. When I actually looked at this weapon first, I didn't recognize it, and because it's a fictional Robocop gun, I actually thought it was going to be something like an M9, maybe, of the auto variety, like an actual Raffica pistol, but I wasn't. I was disappointed, but Robocop gun is, you know, it's pretty cool, so, yeah. We'll move on to something else and turn down the receiver a little bit. Okay, so we've downgraded the receiver just a little bit here. We're still doing an incredible 285 damage for a pistol weapon, but it's probably not going to be so much of a push over to everything machine. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get stuck into that super mutant first. Why the hell not? And we're still nailing 746 damage on the sneak attack criticals there, so that is going to be enough to drop these guys within a couple of shots there, which is good. These guys are none the wiser to all that. We'll just go ahead and hip fire this thing, why not? No use in aiming down sights when you've got hip fire that good, right? Also, I kind of like hip firing auto pistols, I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately the animations don't line up properly. Also, another limitation of the animations there's a little bit of clipping with extended mags if you use those things, because the reload animations are only meant for like the small deliverer mags. Okay, now we're not in danger again. We shot the guy that was on the verge of detecting us, and obviously he didn't, because that information of my detection would have been transferred to all of these super mutants like they are now. So basically everyone knows where I am now, even though not really having seen me. So yeah, even if I do crouch, it'll take me a while to get back into a state where I cannot be seen. And you know what, I guess that was kind of realistic, but the realism is thrown out the window when you realize that I'm still completely hidden here, because I guess that's kind of invisible. And by the way, we are using another Azar hairstyle. This is not the one I used last time, so yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of long hair again, which I guess suits winter, I suppose. But yeah, we'll quickly kill this bloke in here. He's usually just hiding in these. I'm not sure what the hell he's trying to do or what he's trying to achieve. Maybe he's trying to hide from Winter's Wrath, but since you're technically in an aggroed state or slight aggroed state, we know where you are because we have psychic compass powers. Alright, we'll mow down that guy in just one shot. He's only an enforcer, so that's kind of expected at this point. And no point on sneaking around anymore. This thing will drop this guy very easily. Yep, I'm not even breaking a sweat here. Look at that damage on the health bar. We got shot basically 0 times there, except for that minigun there, which is, I guess that could mean I'm basically shot 0 times because that thing is terrible. Okay, we'll just kill these rad roaches there. I think the rad roach with his bite did more damage than that minigun did. Probably not, however, but there we go. That's Fallon's department store cleared with Auto9 Robocop gun. It's a pretty decent weapon, although still a little bit too much on the powerful side. So if you want to balance this, I suggest actually giving the receivers that make a little bit more reasonable damage. But if you want to just kill people pretty much on sight, super easy, then yeah, this is a nice little cheat weapon mod for you to have. Or if you just like Robocop in general, which I guess is cool. He's like a robot, but a man, and also a cop too. Although people don't like cops these days though, do they? Okay, looks like we're doing the double team Swan now. So one of these guys is Bootleg Swan. You'll see him when he gets staggered, but for the most part, yep, okay, that's Bootleg Swan there. So we're doing about around 600 damage each of these hits, which is great. Also, I think Bootleg Swan is bigger than the actual Swan, which is kind of interesting. But as you can tell there, you can utterly decimate these guys with this thing. So yeah, hey, you're being staggered too. Maybe this thing hits hard enough to stagger even the biggest behemoth dudes, but there you go. Oh, hang on, that was Bootleg Swan because he's giving me lots more XP. Okay. So that was 2 swans laid to waste without really even doing anything there. So let's go ahead and test this on the strongest creature from that legendary boss mod, shall we? Okay, when it comes to fighting this Deathclaw, it's kill it or be killed, implying that's anything different from the norm. But yeah, if it hits you, you die instantly, so try not to get hit by the bloody thing. So all the way over here, he's in an aggroed state, so that means no sneak attack critical, so it's probably advantageous for me just to leave him alone until he's killed all of his enemies. So a video popped up in my subscription feed today, and it goes by the title is Fallout 3 is not as bad as you think. Also, are we too far away? Are we actually doing no damage against that Deathclaw? Possibly. But yeah, basically many a true nerd is a Fallout YouTuber, or many other games YouTuber, but mainly Fallout. Also, you can get so many shots in this thing in VATS, which is insane. But yeah, he did a video basically rebutting all of the Fallout 3 criticisms, and he did a really good job on that. That was a very good watch. It's 2 hours worth of content there, so there's a lot to take in, but yeah, he really did a good job in talking about how the basic criticisms aren't really, like, they don't really hold up when you sort of explore why these things are or how these things sort of work in the wider scale thing. But yeah, it's actually really quite interesting. I would actually go ahead and go and tell you guys to watch it if you haven't. If you're not subscribed to Many a True Nerd, go subscribe to him because he does good playthroughs and stuff. Better than mine, that's for sure. He's actually my main inspiration for my Fallout 4 playthrough that I'm been going through at the moment, the one-hit wonder one. I sort of, I watch a lot of his videos and sort of take take it in, how to edit and all that, just like cutting out all the boring bits and then having, I don't know, there's a lot of talking in his videos, and I guess there's a lot in mine too, so yeah, maybe that's sort of rubbed off on me a bit. But yeah, that's the kind of content I like to watch, so yeah, I don't usually talk about other YouTubers unless I'm drunk talking shit on a stream. But yeah, go and subscribe to him, he's got good stuff out there. And go watch that video, Fallout 3. You won't look at the game the same way again. It's kind of even making me want to sort of play it as a playthrough even here, because yeah, I guess with all of the criticism at Fallout 3, it kind of felt like it did lose its integrity. I guess it's good game sort of style, or I guess. But yeah, looking back on it now, it doesn't seem so bad. So yeah, I never really disliked Fallout 3 anyway. It's kind of the same thing as Fallout 4, where you'd get a lot of people criticizing it on the grounds of, oh, it's not this or that, it's not what I wanted it to be, it's not like Fallout New Vegas. But yeah, in their own right, they're good games, and Fallout New Vegas has its problems, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's a pretty good game. But I'm pretty much rambling here. This is why people use scripts when they talk about games that they like, because they just end up talking some shit there. But you know what, I've probably digressed enough. I think it is time to call it a video there. So that was the Beretta Auto9 pistol, basically Robocop's gun. It is a completely overpowered weapon, so if you want to play this thing without God mode, but sort of with God mode gun at the same time, then yeah, I suggest you picking up this mod. Although this mod does include the Beretta ARX 160 there, which is an incredible weapon mod. It's got really great customization, good animations to it. I've actually did a video of it in the past, so yeah. There's a couple of other pistols that come with this mod, and if you'd like to see those, be sure to let me know, because I'm kind of curious on how they'd go, you know, how they'd play out. So enough about that. I'll chuck the links to all these in the description, including the Winter Companion mod, and also the Hairstyle mod, because yeah, people have been asking for that. Thank you for watching, guys.